What is up, my beautiful people? It's your boy Tanatswa, and welcome back to another episode. And in today's episode, uh, we are being hosted by none other than
It's your boy Winston Letwaba.business 053 in the building.
yeah. So, I'm not gonna let him do the intro. You can do intro towards the end, but I also don't want you guys to know what he is on. So I want you guys to stick around, stay tuned, and yeah, you guys will find out as we conversate through today's conversation. Yeah. So welcome. Firstly, welcome to the forbidden fruit. Or actually, I said over the phone that I cannot wait for you to eat.
Forbidden fruit.
Yeah, you cannot wait for you to eat from the forbidden fruit.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what we're all about. And what do you think of like having to come like all the way to Ikas and just having to explore all this?
No, it's an adventure. It's an adventure, my G. Being so deep in the Kasi,
Yeah.
brings back the homely vibes,
Yeah.
being back in the hood and being surrounded by the locals.
Yeah.
It's an experience, coming in so deep and getting to see the setup live,
Yeah.
hanging with the G's.
Awesome. Firstly, what I want to touch on is more on your educational side of things. You NMU was correct.
Yeah.
You're doing BCom Accounting.
Yeah.
What was the drive behind having to go for BCom Accounting?
Yeah, long story. Me and academics are in a tug of war, my G, and it's still ongoing. So initially, it wasn't the plan to go into BCom accounting. From grade 6, I wanted to be like a marine biologist. I was like a nerd of some sort. So yeah, me and my friend made a bet that by the time I finish high school, I'm gonna wanna be something else. But I still wanted to do that. Came to uni, did that, but I saw I is not make sure this one. What power? It's for its own people, Like I was sitting one day in class and I was thinking, why are we learning about worms at the bottom of the ocean? The first life forms
To know that.
to have breathe. There's more serious things in the economy to worry about. And I was like, nah, amongst other many reasons. I switched to accounting. One of the reasons was I went into entrepreneurship and I saw that an accounting would be a perfect fit, Being an entrepreneur, knowing the numbers behind everything, you won't get knocked, They won't rob you daylight. You'll know what's happening. So yeah, that was the reason I went into accounting.
So I love what you actually saying that you want to link your entrepreneurship with financial
Yeah.
financial things like accounting. I think I also had like the same controversy when I was like, yo, I wish I never took some subjects in high school. I was like, I wish I took accounting actually from high school and then having to take it to university. I'm not saying I might not pursue, but who knows what can happen with the time to come. So I was like, hey, you know what? If I can understand numbers, if I can understand finances, it links perfectly with entrepreneurship. Like as you mentioned, I was like, oh, okay, you know what? I could have just went for like going for the numbers because I feel like with the books that I'm also currently reading, like when I'm looking at finances, I'm like, yo, finances are actually like dope. Like there's a lot to be unpacked and unfolded out of finances because we don't get taught on how to deal with finances in school.
Yes.
So like
Yeah.
when you're thinking about it, you need to actually have the knowledge and the skill to know your way around finances. So I'm like, if they're not gonna teach us in school, then we're gonna have to do it ourselves. So I was like, hey, not a shift from actually having to do maybe science. Maybe I could have gone for accounting side so that I can get to.
Yeah, but then you were focused on being a pilot, Kadu.
That was the thing.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I regret being a pilot. Actually, it's actually dope, but I just wish that sometimes, I believe I'm a multifaceted like person. Like I wanna like do everything at once, but
Same. You can't call you. Me too, bro. I have a lot of like talent in me. A lot of people tell me, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? But I can't do everything,
Yeah,
You can only do one thing and be the best at it,
exactly.
It's either you be a jack of all trades or master of none, or be a jack of one trade and master it,
Yeah, yeah.
as you saying it out, like also what I wanna touch on is for the people that might be interested in become accounting. Like, how's the experience now with like everything, like books,
Yeah.
the lifestyle side of things of having to be like accounting students, like how's everything, like the requirements that you have to meet, like just book us up with the most.
Yeah, I think the requirements are not that hectic, and you don't also have to have an accounting background because I didn't do accounting in high school.
Yeah.
I was more into math and physics, but there wasn't that option of taking accounting along with math and physics. It's either you go the accounting stream or the science stream. So I started learning accounting in varsity. It was a hell of an experience,
You
like very, very tough. But it's something that you need to love. You need to love numbers, man. You need to fall in love with the ledgers. When your thing balances, you must get excited. You know,
never.
when you see the debits and the credits are balancing, then you must get that thing. But once you don't get that thing, it's going to be a horrible experience. It's really going to be terrible. It's going to give you a headache. But in terms of requirements, it's not that tough. I think a minimum is like a level 5 in math. If it's pure math, then all the other subjects you just need to perform well, but the main thing must be mathematics, But a level 4 you can enter as well, but if you do the extended program. Yeah, so basically those are the requirements. And yeah, not really hectic, but it does differ from university to university, but generally it is around level 5 in mathematics.
Oh
Yeah.
okay. So this got me thinking that, like, have you seen like the perks of having to see like the what you're actually learning, having to take that and apply it
I
to
have.
entrepreneurial
I'm not
space?
even
And
done, but I'm applying it already.
yeah,
I'm
and it's
not even,
worthy, like
it's so worth it.
yeah.
It's very worth like getting a bank statement and being able to analyze Uguti. The highest expense is this. I can cut down on this. What miscellaneous expenses I can shove to the side. Basically, yeah, how to read bank statements and statements of profit or loss and all that. Because in a bank statement, your debit is your credit and your credit is your debit. It's like switched around. So you're able to read that, and I'm applying it already. For example, now we're in the scaling up phase. And I need to calculate now how much we would need to make per month in order to get an administrator, you know, because now we're growing. I can't manage the group chats by myself. I need somebody else. So I was able to run the numbers and Sugati. If we need an administrator, we at least need to make, for example, 15K per month to remain profitable. If you go below that, then you're running at a loss. So yeah, it's really helping. I'm not done yet, but I'm already applying it practically. That's why I think I'm not gonna go into the formal workspace. I'm not gonna be an accountant, let alone a CA. I know the dream is to be a chartered accountant. Every accounting student wants to be a chartered accountant, but I have jumped off that boat a long time ago, my G. You can miss me. About the big four, like accounting students, if you can ask them, they know about the big four, they know about Deloitte, they know about our auditor general, PwC. That's where we all wanna be. But uh, for me, I'm good now. I'm good. Yeah.
It's more of like you have to know like what to actually balance out of your financial side of business, so that you know, okay, if ever we're looking for a certain let's say you, as you mentioned, you're looking for someone that's going to be dealing with admin, then based on the financial side of things, you just know, okay, so we need this person, so but let's have a look at our finances. So let's have this like some sort of balance. So we know this is how much we're earning. So this person comes in, this is where we're going to be.
Yeah.
That's how we're going to be looking at us. That's actually dope, man. That's actually dope. But people don't know that actually you also do MC. Like, I mean, she said, like, where did it come about? Like, take us through like your first experience. Like, where did you get that main big influence that, okay, Mr. Winston is actually good at this. You know?
Yeah. So I think I've always been well, I grew up very, like, you wouldn't know I'm in the house. That's the type of kid I was. As long as I'm in front of the TV, I can sit there for hours, very quiet. I don't think my parents knew much of my personality as much because I was quiet a lot. But when I go outside with the boys, I'll be vocal and all of that. So growing up, very quiet. But once I went like into high school, I started being vocal and started doing debating. And in class, I made a bet with this other friend of mine. I told him, I bet you I'm going to do a prepared speech standing on top of the table just to annoy the teacher. And then I did it. I was like, ma'am, I can't do this speech like standing still. Like, you don't want me to move. Being on top of the desk helps me so that I cannot move. And then I did it. The nigga didn't even pay me my money. But yeah, it was an experience. And then I saw I love speaking publicly, and imagine being paid to speak, just to verbalize things. So yeah, and then I think my first notable one was when my friend was having a 21st/graduation party, and she asked me if I can MC for her. I did that. It was at Live Cafe back in Kimberley, and the reviews I got were amazing. And I thought to myself, yeah, I got to grow this. And then I did another gig and another gig and another gig. And I just started growing, man. And recently I did one for OG Pizzo TV at Mandela Bay Arts Festival. So that was a great move for myself and growth in the field. So yeah, if you want an MC for your event, you want a mover and a shaker, don't be shy. I'm here for you.
And we'll leave also the links to your socials, other people, and we'll also leave your email there.
That's
So how did you didn't you feel nervous at first? How did you find your way to get comfortable to speak in front of people?
I think for me in the beginning it's always nerve-wracking. Yeah, you are starting, man. Even now, I think starting off a bit nervous, but once we're going into it, it's chilled. Yeah, well, it's chilled. Even with emceeing in the beginning, that's why I tend maybe to rehearse the first few lines when I enter so that I can get comfortable. But once I am in, there's no going.
They just get lost.
Which is ciao. We don't play.
It reminds me of something. I saw your poster back on WhatsApp. There was a part that says change the economy. I was like, so if you would be given a chance to do that, what would be your first move towards changing the economy?
First move, I definitely have to say entrepreneurship, my G. I'm a strong advocate of entrepreneurship. If you want to have a fully running economy that can sustain itself, the government cannot be the one who's employing everyone and supplying everyone with social grants and all of that. The economy has to be driven by entrepreneurship. Hence why during COVID, there was a lot of relief funds going into SMMEs, instead of giant industries, monopolized industries. So SMEs are the backbone of the economy. And I think when it comes to changing the economy, that's the first thing we need to hit. We need to make entrepreneurship part of the curriculum. The youth has brilliant ideas, especially I'm a 2000. Brilliant ideas. Give them platforms, let them pitch, give them funds. Some may fail, but it's part of the procedure, Even myself, this is the business that I have right now that is successful is not even my first business. I was in thrifting, air conditioning, hey brah, you name it, for me to really find my niche. So I would advocate for entrepreneurship strongly, integrate entrepreneurship into the curriculum, and just roll with it. And I'm definitely sure we'll have a more stable economy that way.
Nice.
And people will be gunning less for jobs and more for their businesses. It's not sustainable if everybody wants a job. There needs to be job providers, which is you guys, Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's the whole point of maybe having to go to school. Maybe even they don't much dwell into having to how do you make money outside of a job? I think it's basically just to keep the economy flowing with tax, all that money, but they don't actually wanna okay, let me just say this. The first thing that you tell a person about business, business, it feels like a big word. Entrepreneurship. Oh, no. Let me. It's not.
The thing is, they think about the risks of it and the failures. So it's a business.
So are you trying to say people don't want to get uncomfortable with
lose
failure?
Yeah.
They have to get out of your comfort zone and
don't want that fit. That's why most people tend to look for a job instead of starting their own.
the immediate security.
Yeah.
There are some people though who are meant for jobs, guys. Let's not shy away. There are people who are meant for jobs, people who just want to be safe and secure and not worry about like how am I gonna make money at the end of the month. But if you want to drive a Bentley, a Porsche Caramaima, you gotta take the risk. You gotta take the risk. I've never seen a billionaire who's still working a 9 to 5 job and that's their only income. I've never. Even a millionaire. Even a millionaire I'm yet to see. So if you want to live a comfortable life, drive a Mercedes Benz, have a big house in the burbs, have 1 or 2 kids and your wife or husband, that's okay. A job is for you. But if you want the bigger things in life, you gotta go into entrepreneurship, you know? Yeah.
And also like I wanna touch on, I think you mentioned your business earlier on, the one that is currently coming, right? Like tell us a bit more about like what's the business about, and you can it's a free shout out, it's a free promo right here.
Yeah,
Tell us a bit of your business. Maybe your next customer could be actually listening to this podcast.
Yeah.
So tell us a bit.
No, definitely. So the business that I'm currently running is called Advanced Academy. So it's a collective of students in engineering, accounting, medicine, IT, these scarce skills that are in demand. So they offer tutoring in terms of academic support and also career mentorship in the field that your child wants to go into. For example, maybe your son or your daughter wants to be a doctor, let's say doctor, or even an engineer. The concept is that they will be tutored by a tutor who's already in that field,
Oh yeah.
who can relay the information. Good to know maybe this is not suited for you because you are more of a theory person rather than a mathematics person, or you are this type of person. Now what you need to do is just up your grades, and that's what we're doing right now, right? So what we're also pushing is integration of technology into it, using your phone, using your devices, using AI, because that's where we're going very fast. Actually, it's very scary. So, but what we're trying to do is leverage off of that, use technology to your, hey, how is going, depleted to your advantage. So, well, if you have a device and stable internet, you can connect with us and any one of our 21 tutors from across the country, and then you can have yourself your lessons from the comfort of your home. So, yeah, if you know a child in need of academic support and they're struggling, definitely hit us up. We do also offer discounts and a free lesson upon entry. So yeah, it's very accessible to anyone.
Yo, I have so much questions. Oh my god. Okay, let's start off with this one. Is it more like of a one-on-one kind of session whereby you have it on, or is it like a course whereby you can just purchase and then you can just have to unlock maybe like certain types of
Okay.
teachings, or it's more of one-on-one but also having to also like push, like as you mentioned, like a student to this, or you're more of a theory person, this is the kind of direction, like what's up with it?
Okay, all of our lessons are strictly one-on-one. We don't do group learning simply because the more you increase the size of your class, the less the what can I say, the less the impact or the less the individuality. If me and you are speaking like this one on one, I can see if you're not focusing, and I can ask you a direct question now. But if it's a group of learners, it's more difficult to concentrate for them. And also, they tend to be a bit more shy to express themselves. Hence, why in the department, in basic education or the government education, you get a failure rate that is slightly higher, because like private schools tend to have smaller classes, more focused attention and so forth. And in terms of platforms, we are developing our own platform. Right now, hopefully it will be out soon, where you can have a one-on-one with an AI bot. Essentially, it can ask you a question and then you can answer it back, and then it can tell you why not this, why not that, why do you think, and all of that. A platform also where your tutor can set quizzes for you. It can just tell it, this topic, 10 questions, difficulty level, I want it this high. I want point form, I want you to do a summary and so forth, and then it will generate it and you will be able to do the quiz. releases a report, and so forth. So that's something that we're continuously developing, part of our virtual campus.
So now I'm thinking like when you're mentioning like a bot, like will it be like a kind of different experience to like as compared to a human?
So we are trying to make it as human-be as possible. It's not a chatbot that you type, it's a chatbot that you converse with.
Oh, okay, now
I don't know if you know ChatGPT. It has a feature now that you can have a conversation with it. So that's the one that we want. It's more natural, it's more interactive rather than typing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And it bridges that gap there. No, that's actually dope. So, what was the like idea behind this whole thing? Like, how did you come up with that?
Yo, bro, it's actually an interesting story and quite a bit of an emotional one, but I'm a big boy, I can tell it.
Yes.
So when I was young, I didn't really grow up in a privileged family. I was raised by my mom and my grandmom. My dad dipped like I was one. He dipped, but ciao, nigga, it's cool. Um, and then yeah, so my parents were just like, as long as you have your matric, then it's fine. The poverty will end, whatnot, and whatnot. They were domestic workers, both of them. Okay. So the salary was not that great, but we were getting by. And then, yeah, they told me to become a teacher because I was so good at like teaching other kids and so forth. And I was like, nah, I had big dreams. I was a nerd. I wanted to be an astronaut, like our little buddy here. I wanted to be a marine biologist. I was like, nah, I'm even going to leave the country. That's how ambitious I was, and then they supported me regardless. They never told me, no, you can never do that because you can see the circumstance at home. So I went to university. I think in my first year, my grandmom passed. And my third year, just before I changed to accounting, I was actually considering on dropping out as well. Then my mom passed. And then just after my mom passed, that's when I launched the company, which is more now into teaching and all of that, which is what they wanted. And then the business ended up sustaining me after that because there was literally nobody supporting me. I was supporting myself. I had just lost my bursary also during that time. So this concept really came from them. The time when I was doubting them, Uguti, no, I can't like stoop low. I have to stoop high.
Yes.
So the idea really came from them. I think 3 years later now after their passing, it's flourishing. And I just thank them for believing in me and pushing me, because sometimes you can think Oguti parents are out of tune. Oguti now, they are not tuned into the current affairs or the current times. Like Ama 2000, we know a lot. We think we're always right. Sometimes your parents are right as well, man.
But we
Yeah.
choose not to listen.
Yeah.
That's a good, strong connection. Actually,
Yeah.
I haven't heard like someone saying that like the business side of is like the business itself, like it's coming from like the family, like within the family, like that's a really, really strong connection there.
Yeah.
Now I'm thinking that like with myself as well, like here, like I've been like having also to grow up, if I was like, hey, what, actually push music, we can flourish in this thing. Now I'm thinking other than music, when we podcast. So I'm thinking now, music podcast, equipment mostly scissors.
Yeah.
It's not music, but we can have singers here. We can converse with like the artists. So I'm like, maybe it also maybe like sometimes parents can be like a bit more, but I feel like we just have to like as a music, will just come up in time. Like okay, literally 10 or 12 years later, oh now it's making sense.
Yeah, man. What's meant for you will find you.
Exactly. Also, like what just you mentioned. I'm thinking here, like, do people like live in their minds? Like, do you feel like people just live in their minds of, oh, now I'm just gonna go university, just and then get the degrees and just settle for less, or just settle for what I can attain. Other than like as you said, like a vision was up there, astronaut, marine. Like that's where your mind was at. So now, do you feel like that was actually good and you are currently living to that, and also you did not hold back into thinking that, oh, now I'm just gonna, just gonna sit back. Like actually going for it. Some people just have these moments in their heads where, oh, I wanna go big, but they just crumble under some sort of pressure or even situations whereby they can just unlock their true potential.
Yeah.
So I feel like it was also a matter of that. I think also like most of the entrepreneurs, like the picture is the picture is big. Oh, this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, the direction I wanna unlock the full potential of myself. But for some people, they just feel like, no, this is gonna be too much. Let me just sit back. Let me like I'll be fine. Like I'll be fine. But I love the fact that you're still living up to that. And I feel like it's never gonna stop now. One thing you're gonna desire, maybe like a Polo or a Lamborghini, then when you're maybe like making more, like, oh, now I need a Tesla now, so it's gonna keep on growing. Yeah, but taking it into that, I want to also ask you a question. Taking it more to the parental side of things. What do you make of the statement that I'm about to ask you, that we also as the youth, we did not choose to be born. Our parents actually made the choice of having us to be here. So it was down to them. Now, what do you think of some individuals having to get chased out of their homes, or even being put under pressure that, yo, you must pay us, and if you're working now, so now you must pay us, or like, what do you think of that, and what kind of like what does it even say for like the youth? Yeah, well,
Yeah. So I think that's an interesting question. In an African context, I think, well, if we were living in a perfect environment and everything was fine, our parents were well off, and we grew up in a stable economy, I think it wouldn't be, especially as a man, it wouldn't be your obligation to provide for your parents because they are provided for already. But because this is Africa and we still live by the laws of the jungle, I feel like as a man you are also obliged to give back after you have made it. And also, like, you being born and you didn't ask to be born and all of that, the environment that you grow up in isn't really your fault because you don't have influence after that, on that, where you grew up and so forth. It was on your parents. I don't want to say it's your parents' fault, but but if you continue like that into your adult years and beyond that, then it's definitely your fault because you had the chance to be better and make better of yourself. We don't all start at the same point. Some people start higher than others. Some people are more privileged, but the fact remains you have to make a success of yourself and also plow back into your family and your wife and kids as well. I mean, as a man, your primary reason of existence is to protect, provide, and serve. So those three things are very important, are at the top of the list as a man. So don't be too harsh on yourself, but still know that even though we are living in concrete and houses and whatnots, the laws of the jungle still apply. Nothing was ever fair on this earth.
The
No.
thing is, what I don't like about this is that they make it compulsory that you have to pay them back
Yeah.
after being successful,
Yeah.
even though they know that it was their choice to make you, and then it was their responsibility to raise you as well,
Yeah.
because you wouldn't raise yourself.
Yeah. It's not compulsory. Don't get me wrong. It's not compulsory.
They
It's up
make-
to you. If you feel you are gonna do that, then do that. It's not compulsory.
They
You
make
know?
it seem like that. Black.
It feels like a sense of entitlement.
Yeah.
Oguti from diapers. Now I almost said it. Hey, now you're grown. Now you feel like,
Yeah.
but it's not compulsory. It's up to you as a man. But the right thing to do would be to give back. But the thing that they're down your neck now and say, hey, you must do that.
Yeah.
It makes it unpleasant and you are less willing to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think that's a fault on their side.
Yeah.
Oguti, you should not demand, you should not feel like you own the wealth or the money that has been accumulated by your children.
Exactly.
You know, because
Yeah.
your job as a parent is to make sure that they are better off in life, you know, not to siphon off of them, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I'm thinking about it. So like when they're saying that you are actually like you have to give back and you're like, okay, so they see a job as more of, oh, okay, now you're actually successful. Now give back already. Like how is like just a normal average job just having to like stand the thing of, oh, actually now I can he or she can give back.
Mm.
Like now a little more still trying to like figure yourself out. Like you still have to like also enjoy your money.
Yeah.
Or you
Build a
still-
family,
yeah.
bro.
So this actually is driving me to a point of, would you want to bring in your son, or would you want to bring in your son or daughter to a world of having to live under these certain situations whereby they're not gonna have that freedom of, oh, okay, actually I can go work, but then working is not enough.
Mm.
Yeah, well, those kind of situations whereby it's actually vice versa of what we're saying, of having having your child to live like a good life.
Mm.
I think this is one of the reasons why I'm so big on the principle that actually it's good to have a child when you feel like you're ready to have one, so that you do not lack on any
Yeah.
aspect of your life as well as a parent. So yeah, what do you guys think of actually having to bring in a child into your world? Like, when do you feel like as if, okay, now this is the perfect time for me to actually have a child?
Mm. Ish. Now, well, in the world that we live in, I'm sure 90% of kids weren't planned, my G. You know, I'm sure were you planned? Exactly, were you planned?
I don't know.
My parents say I was planned.
Were you planned?
Yes.
Oh, you're part of the 10%.
Since my brother was taken by her parents, then the parents said, you should make your own. This one is ours. So they took my big brother and said, you should make your own. When they started planning on making me,
So nice.
I can say I was planned.
Yeah, nice. You are part of the elite. There. Some of us weren't planned. We were just like peekaboo.
I mean,
Here we are.
it's actually true though. Like, I feel like most of the responsibility lies on us as men as well. Like, I feel like it's also down to us. Like, what, and I believe that a substance cannot make me do some things that
You don't know, my brother.
I'm 100% confident that you'll have been to understand something, and that you have been practicing that. So I've been practicing that. Oh, I don't know. I'm not gonna let my parents influence. Like,
You don't know, whether you don't know a substance. Why? You don't know a substance.
maybe for some, like maybe for some, like they have it to that point whereby they just not have full control of themselves.
Have you never had?
Not you.
Have you?
Anybody but you.
I've always been like
Have you never had it like that, whereby you lose control?
nah, never.
I've been with you, Faith, for most years. For sim,
Bro, I've been with you like the longest. I'm saying I can be like over it, but I'm still gonna like make the right choices. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I'm always gonna.
You've never made an embarrassing decision under the
Yeah, I might have
circumstances.
not nature ones. Okay, it might say some though. Maybe like
Barely.
having to maybe.
Come with the files, my G. I can sense Uguti here.
I have my own files. I don't want to open someone.
But especially on the major ones, if I feel as if, oh, this is major now, I'm gonna have to, get into sexual intercourse now. Now I'm just doing this for the sake of maybe doing it to run.
Mistakes happens, my brother. Don't say you will never.
But I'm also gonna say this, like, there's all like it's like during the whole thing, like there's a lot that actually like happens other than having to also like be in the right state of mind. Maybe sometimes you can even get trapped.
You see?
Sometimes it can be even unforeseen events whereby the thing just decides to just you got okay, like,
Oh, yeah,
Yeah. Don't ever say that.
so with all those, like, with all that information is a man though, like, what can you come up with that's so like, that can be like, okay, now if I stick to this, then I can make sure that I prevent um having to have a kid. So yeah, I think now I'm gonna leave it here that with all these measures that with all these unforeseen events that can happen, when I just come up with something that's solid, oh, let me actually not share it. What I normally do, I always say this, like it's either I just if a woman tells me that she's on contraceptives or that she's taking injections or nah, okay, fine for yourself, but I'm still putting it outside. Like I'm still putting nah. See, I'm not gonna fall for the trap of oh, okay, so now I can actually like, just put it inside.
Yeah.
Because I know what I'll be on. So even if I'm putting on like a rubber, I usually call it rubber a condom. So now I'm thinking, oh, a condom. Well, okay, so now I've got a condom on. Oh, so
Well,
I'm putting it outside. I'm still putting it outside for the fact that it can also burst. So
Yeah.
those kind of those kind of unforeseen events. Like I'm trying my all best to like have to pull myself in the situation of, oh, now there's a child. Now what are you gonna do about it? Do you wanna get your hands dirty? Some people are just like, no, I would just actually go straight and take an abortion. I'm like,
You see, that's one thing I also don't believe in.
yeah, well,
If I find myself in that circumstance,
yeah.
I think I'm most likely to keep it.
You see, so you're taking all the right measures today. Yeah, well, so
I am taking the right measures to prevent that,
yeah.
but also ones that are morally fine with me, you know? So, and also, I don't think if that were to happen, it will happen with a woman that I'm dissatisfied with, one that I would not see to be fit to be a mother to my children. It can be a mistake, yes, but definitely not with the wrong woman. You know, that's what I can say.
So you're trying to say you're some sort of like picky too.
Yeah, you're
Oh,
very, very picky, my G. That one thing about
that's
me.
good.
So yeah,
so you have some sort of filter. But
Ver-
everybody goes through the filters.
Some of us wish we had that filter.
But it's too late. That's the big statement. Okay, no, that's too late. That's actually a big statement. But hey, no shorts, no shorts. But yeah, I feel like we've got the most out of this conversation, even though it was like levitating towards the side of the side of people have to hear out there's the stories, the side of relationship things, sexual stories, all that. But yeah, we're not gonna go much into that. That was not the purpose of actually this podcast, but it happened. It happened that we
just on this natural conversations, you know.
yeah. Otherwise, I think yeah, Pele, that's it, Fed. I think I'm dope with today's chat, and anything you want to say just to end off the bond.
The thing is, I would just want to make a huge compliment, Chloe AI, towards the school thing.
Yeah.
I think it's an advantage. That hlobo lokuba ndicinga, like as in person, in AI, there's a difference. Like umntu like xa efundisa, today ndi-happy, ngomso ndibanjwe yenye iway. So funeka ndizofundisa, then emotions zam zi-mixed up. I-AI ihlala ilawe consistent, ihlala ilawe ayitshintshi. And asozixokisele I just gonna tell you, nawe inyani elasobhililo. So there are less chances uba ufeyile.
Yeah, I think even in terms of like maybe having to, maybe someone can pitch out from the team, like yeah, I can also come in and fill, like
Yeah.
because anything can come up with anybody about that. So you can also kind of fill in that gap. I mean, it's a dope concept, yes, man.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see from 10 years time how you're gonna be looking like.
Yeah. Big dreams, my G. Big dreams.
Otherwise, also, anything you want to throw in before we end upon?
Yeah, just apart from promoting myself and the academy, nothing really. You can follow me on all social platforms, on Instagram, Winston Letwaba, on Facebook as well, on TikTok. The academy is on TikTok. I'm not personally on TikTok. If you want an MC for your next event, I'm your boy. Don't be shy. I'll shift the mood quick, fast, in a hurry. contact me.
Yeah, you also have content on your Insta page, right? So you can always go check you out.
Yeah, definitely check me out on my Insta page. I post a lot of content. Interact with me, like, share, subscribe, do the things that are supposed to be done, man. Shout out to the Forbidden Fruit podcast, a group of young individuals moving and shaking up the game and inspiring the masses. I just can't wait to see you guys as well 10 years from now, 20 years from now, and I'll be here during the 100th episode, my G. Remember, we spoke about that episode Hutch.
What else? And the like episode 100, we do like some sort of corporate event. Like we can just show like, yeah, and then after that we can,
Is it gonna be what all the guests that we shot with, or just
nah, I think we're gonna expose too much. Stay tuned, but something might come up. Yes,
Something's in the
we just mentioned that on episode 100 there might be something coming up. So
something sizzling.
and yeah, guys, that is it for today's chat. I hope you guys enjoyed as much as we do producing this type of content. And yeah, guys, don't forget to subscribe, like. Hey, guys, I actually have a special request today. If you actually think that also you are so beautiful that you love yourself, then consider hitting that like and subscribe button. So you better not miss out on that day. If you do not like yourself, you do not you are and you do not like yourself. And we'll see you guys with the next episode to come. Sharp.